I've been wondering for years how Trump supporters stay so completely cut off from reality. So I decided to do some research on the right-wing propaganda machine to understand what's actually going on here. They watch Fox News every morning and come away angrier than they were when they sat down. They share memes as if memes are facts. They listen to podcasts that tell them liberals are destroying civilization. And when you show them evidence that contradicts any of it, they look at you as if you were the one who lost their minds. Here's what's actually happening. They're not getting information. They're being fed propaganda, a closed-loop system designed to keep them angry, keep them dependent, and keep them away from anything that might make them question what they believe. How is propaganda like this legal in the United States? Here are the 6 ways right-wing media keeps Trump supporters locked into their delusional worldview. 1. The outrage machine they call news. Fox News does not give these people news. It gives them their targets for the day, their cortisol fix, and the comfort of knowing who to blame. Psychologist William Bradley at Yale University studied what happened when people are exposed to repeated moral outrage online. He found that outrage is not just an emotion. It's a reinforcement loop. Every hit of outrage releases cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and stress hormones are addictive. The more outrage you consume, the more you need it. Psychologists call this moral outrage reinforcement. This is why Fox News has a new enemy every single day. Immigrants on Monday, trans people on Tuesday, woke corporations on Wednesday. The target changes, the outrage never does. Fox News is not informing their audience. They are dosing them and getting them addicted to rage. And their viewers come back every single day for another hit. 2. The mainstream media that keeps giving liars a microphone. Every day on CNN or MS Now, professional liars sit right next to experts and get treated like they belong there. A climate denier gets equal time with a climate scientist. An anti-vaxxer gets called the other side of the debate. Psychologists Megan Amundo and David Rapp at Northwestern University studied why mainstream media keeps platforming people who lie for a living. They called this phenomenon false balance reporting. When the media gives an equal platform to 2 sides, even when one side has the evidence and the other side has nothing. Human brains do not naturally weigh evidence. They weigh media exposure. If you see something presented as legitimate on TV, your brain registers that as legitimate. This is why millions of Americans believe climate change is a debate. 99% of climate scientists agree climate change is real and man-made. But they saw a climate denier on CNN sitting next to a scientist, and their brain said both sides have a point. Mainstream media keeps giving liars a stage and calling it journalism. It's not journalism. It's social proof that liars belong on the same stage as experts. And they don't. 3. The podcast world that radicalized people in plain sight. Lonely, angry, shame-filled people seek out content that tells them their failures are someone else's fault. Right-wing podcasts are built to tell them exactly that. Researcher Manuel Ribeiro at EPFL studied how audiences on YouTube migrate from mainstream content to increasingly extreme content. He called it the radicalization pipeline. The more extreme the content, the more it gets amplified, the more creators make that content. And the audience gets pulled further and further right with every episode they consume. This is why Joe Rogan started as a comedy podcast and ended up platforming vaccine misinformation to 30 million listeners per episode. He didn't set out to radicalize anyone. The algorithm rewarded the content that made people the angriest, and he followed the money. Tucker Carlson left Fox News and moved to X, where he has no editorial oversight, no fact checkers, and an audience of millions who follow him everywhere he goes. Below them are dozens of smaller podcasters, pumping out the same message every single day. Most people on the left are not listening to any of this. Only the far right is, and they are getting a daily dose of far-right ideology, dressed up as self-improvement. 4. The algorithm that walls them in. Every platform Trump supporters use is designed to show them more of what already makes them angry. Not because it's true, because it keeps them scrolling. Eli Pariser is the author of The Filter Bubble, and one of the first researchers to identify what happens when algorithms decide what you see. He called it the filter bubble. Every algorithm on every platform rewards engagement over accuracy, and nothing drives engagement like outrage. So the algorithm feeds the outrage. The outrage keeps the person on the platform. The platform keeps serving more outrage until the person is living inside a reality the algorithm built specifically for them. This is why a Trump supporter can watch one video questioning the 2020 election, and within a week their entire YouTube feed is telling them the election was stolen. They didn't go looking for it. The algorithm brought them there one video at a time. Truth Social exists to make this worse on purpose. Facebook is barely better. Fan pages spread outright misinformation and reach millions, while videos like this one get suppressed, because the algorithm decided that anger outperforms truth. 5. The manosphere that raised Gen Z men. Millions of young men are being taught that women who have opinions are the enemy, that feminism is the reason their lives feel empty, that being an incel is not a failure, it's an identity. Researchers Debbie Jing at Dublin City University and Lucas Gottson at Stockholm University studied how young men get pulled into the manosphere. They called it the radicalization pathway. Loneliness creates the need for belonging. The manosphere provides the belonging, and the ideology comes with it. According to Equimundo's State of American Men report, 2/3 of young men in America feel that no one really knows them. That loneliness is an open door to radicalize them. Andrew Tate and a dozen other men like him walked right through that door. They dressed it up like self-improvement, fitness tips, financial advice, dating strategies, and then once they have the young man's trust, they slide in far-right ideology. This is why a teenage boy searches YouTube on how to get more confident, and 3 weeks later he is watching videos telling him women are inferior and liberals are destroying masculinity. He didn't choose that destination. He was driven there by algorithms. Millions of Gen Z men are being raised on far-right content right now, and they are being told how to vote. 6. How memes replaced facts. Trump supporters are not reading policy papers. They're not watching congressional hearings. They're getting their political education from images on their phone that take 4 seconds to absorb and 30 seconds to share. Researcher Julia DeCook studied what happens when political propaganda is disguised as humor and spread through social media. She called it symbolic violence through memes. Memes don't just spread lies. They take a complicated worldview and compress it into an image that confirms exactly what you already believe. You don't have to research it. You don't have to question it. You just forward it to a friend or an enemy. A meme takes a complicated lie and turns it into a joke for you to forward to your family group chat. You don't even have to think about it. The lie doesn't even have to be convincing. It just has to be shareable, with pretty pictures on it or a professional look and feel. These memes are so shareable that they spread faster than any fact-checking ever will. This is why millions of Americans still believe the 2020 election was stolen. Not because they researched it, because they saw a meme that said so and then forwarded that meme to everyone they know. If you make the lie entertaining enough, they will spread the lie for free. This is the right-wing information bubble. 6 layers, each one reinforcing the other. Each one designed to make sure the people inside it never encounter anything that challenges what they already believe. They figured out how to productize outrage, package it, deliver it daily, make it addictive, and then tell their customer that everything wrong in their life is someone else's fault. They're not just selling rage. They're selling a perpetual victim identity to people who are desperate to believe their failures were not their own. And once somebody buys that identity, they'll defend it with everything they have, because the alternative is looking in the mirror and taking accountability for their lives and choices. And that is one thing they will never do.